Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome to today's video. This is Tony, and I wanted to share with you guys a new development within the jailbreaking community. So late yesterday evening on January 2nd, roughly around 9 p.m., Abraham Masry released to the public Houdini Beta 2, and this now supports the iPhone X running iOS 11 all the way up to 11.1.2. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what this new tweak tool can do for your iPhone, what can be achieved with it, and then later in this video, if you guys want to install it, I will do a quick tutorial process of how to do just that. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I just want to show you what can be achieved with this tweak tool that was released. So taking a look at my home screen right here, this is a quick example that I just did. So this tool can do a few things. Now, if you guys don't really know what Houdini is, it's this little download icon right here. Once it's installed, that's what it's going to look like on your iPhone. So if you guys recall, Houdini was originally released for iOS 10 all the way up to 10.3.2, but as of last night's development and update, Abraham Masry has added support for iOS 11 and all 64-bit devices that currently can run iOS 11 all the way up to 11.1.2. So I'm just going to start off by showing off what he tweeted out. He releases Houdini Beta 2 with iOS 11 support and new utilities. He then links to his GitHub page, which has the IPA file, which can be easily installed with Cydia Impactor. But as a friendly reminder, he says please read the disclaimer before installing, because again, it is just in beta stages. Anyway, I just want to show you guys what the GitHub page looks like real fast. This is Houdini's official page. As you can see, it supports iOS 10.x all the way up to 10.3.2 and iOS 11 all the way up to 11.1.2. And again, this is created by the developer Abraham Masry. Now, like I said, I went into more depth about what Houdini is in a previous jailbreak update video, and I'll have that linked down in the comments. But essentially, as a quick refresher, Houdini is not a jailbreak, even though people are calling it a semi-jailbreak. It's not semi-untethered, it does not install Cydia. It's really more what I like to call a tweaking tool. So just scrolling down and seeing what's new in Beta 2, again we have iOS 11 support, there's a faster startup time, you can change the icon mask or shapes, there's system-wide ad blocker, you can change the emoji fonts, you can even change the boot logo, and I'll get into more of all these features and show them off later in this video. Anyway, those are some of the new features. These right here are all the supported devices and firmwares, meaning it's all 64-bit devices running iOS 10 to 10.3.2. As you can see, he says except 10.3.3 and iOS 11 all the way up to 11.1.2. And he gives a quick little explanation of how to install it. Anyway, I'll show you guys, like I said, later in this video with a video demonstration of how to do just these steps. Anyway, so that was what was tweeted out and what was linked on his GitHub account. And as you guys can see, you can do some pretty cool stuff, which really changes the experience on the iPhone X. Even just by changing the icon masks and removing most of the icon labels, it looks like a whole new device already. So, without further ado, let's jump into Houdini. Again, this is what the icon looks like. So when you first download Houdini, you won't notice any difference aside from this new icon that shows right here. It will have the normal icon mask and it will say Houdini right underneath it. But anyway, when you first open it up, you may have to hit start. Mine automatically starts, and as you can see, it's running the patch. And just as a quick note, it will have to run through this process every time you reboot your phone or every time you respring. But once that process has finished, it will come to the home screen right here. It just gives some information, at least what your device is currently running, 11.1.2, how many apps you have installed, and how much space is left. So on this home screen, there really isn't much to it. There's a quick shortcut right here to respring your device, and then you can actually clean the system, which kind of performs a task like what iCleaner does if your device was jailbroken. As you can see, there are 3 tabs right here on the bottom. The first tab, which we are currently on, is the Home tab right here. The second tab is Sources, and I feel like this tab will become more important when more sources can be added. I really don't know if there are more sources that have more tweaks or more themes, but right now, when you first install it, as a default, ModMyEye is currently active. Anyway, the third tab and most important tab is the Packages tab. Now here you also have a few sections at the top. You have a Themes and Utilities tab. Now currently in Beta 2 for iOS 11, themes have been temporarily disabled, so the only thing we have access to are these utilities right here. And as you can see, there's quite a few. Anyway, for this part of the video, I just want to go down the list and share my experience with each one of these utilities that can be installed if I actually tried to install them and what results I had. So starting off at the very top with screen resolution, this comes with a big warning. Now with this utility in particular right here, I would personally avoid it. It can send your device into a boot loop, and so for right now, when it's in beta, I would just not use this utility at all. Anyway, this utility in particular, in theory, could be used to change your iPhone 8 resolution to the iPhone 8 Plus, and then you'd click apply and reboot, and you had to have a larger resolution on your device, essentially allowing for more screen space to fit more stuff on your screen. It would scale the whole UI and not just the text. Anyway, like I said, for now, I would just personally avoid this utility until further development is done on Houdini. So next up, the second utility down essentially removes the icon labels, allows you to hide them, or add a custom label to all the icons on your home screen. And as you can see, most of them have been removed, but again, this utility is still in beta, so some of them on the stock icons still haven't been removed. But for all the other applications that you have personally downloaded, it seems to remove those perfectly fine. Going into the app here, we can see we have the option to hide the labels or add a custom label, but when you've removed all your icons like this, in theory, we should be able to use this first option to restore all the original icon labels. So to test this out on video, I'm just going to go ahead and hit apply. It says renaming, and then I'm just going to go ahead and click respring. So this will be a test to see if it actually restores the icon labels or not. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let this respring, and I will be right back. So for the video purposes, I'm really glad this happened, but after I clicked respring, my device just shut off and now is not responding. Again, this utility just is in a beta stage, so I would use it at your own discretion if you want to install this or not. Oh my god, finally it is coming up with the respring. That seemed to be like a minute or two after respringing. So let's see what happens here live on screen. I'm not sure if it's actually going to boot up or if I'm going to have to manually restart the device. So whatever it is doing, it seems to be stuck on respringing. I'm just going to go ahead and manually restart this to get back into the video. So anyway, to restart your iPhone 10, just as a refresher, you're going to click the volume up button, the volume down button, and then hold the side button. And it is turning back on. It looks like we're going to be fine here. Again, like I said, this utility is in beta. One of the things you can do, however, while we're at it, while it's respringing, or actually rebooting, excuse me, is you can change the boot logo. And I really like some of the options that you have. This one, for example, is a big throwback to the Ponage tool. I just honestly really like this. That was a nice touch that they added in. Anyway, now that the iPhone has restarted, thank God it did. Again, really use this tool at your discretion. It is currently in beta. Anyway, as you guys can see, after rebooting, every time we open up this app, we're going to have to run through that repatching process. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and head back to packages. Like I said, where we were at before in the video, we touched upon the screen resolution. You can remove icon labels. And let's see, yeah, unfortunately, restoring them, it doesn't look like it worked. I'm just going to go ahead and try that one last time to see if it actually is going to restore the original ones or not. Alright, sweet. So that time it actually successfully respringed and I don't have to restart the device this time. That is normally what it should look like when you apply one of these utilities. That time it looked like it perfectly worked to restore some of the icon labels. Again, this one, it looks like I lost my folder name or it's just not displaying. So I lost some icon labels, but regained most of them. So again, this is just in beta. You can see some of the major problems with it so far, just from the second utility being used. Anyway, let's get on with this video. I'm just going to head back to packages and check out a few more of these utilities. This one right here allows you to change the icon badges color. You can enter a hex value, so I'm just going to go ahead and go 000FF. As you guys can see, it changes the badges to blue. Then I'll hit apply and respring. So unfortunately, when testing out this tool on my iPhone 10 running iOS 11.1.2, I haven't been able to get the badge colors to successfully change to anything else aside from their default red. That being said, using the same utility, I was able to get it working on my iPhone 6 running 10.2. I was able to get them to change to blue. So this right now seems to be working on some devices, but not on the iPhone 10 on iOS 11. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the tool here. Again, it has to go through its repatching process. Going back to packages now, the fourth one down is the icon shapes. And as you guys can see from the beginning of this video, this one does work on the iPhone 10. So it allows you to change it to a complete square, or allows you to change it to a complete circle, and something even beyond that. Anyway, you select where you want it to be. I just set mine as a circle, and then I went and hit apply. So just showing off as an example of what you can do. Like I said, you have the circle icons here. You can put them back to kind of their default, or you can just have a complete square. I'll just go ahead and hit apply to show you guys what the square icons look like and show you what the process of enabling this feature does. So to enable this, unfortunately, we have to go through a complete reboot instead of respring, so I will reboot and be right back. Alright, so after rebooting, as you guys can see, all the icon masks have changed to a complete square, showing off the entirety of the icon, all except for the folders, which also didn't change when we made them a circle. Anyway, all the app icons in the folder do change as well. So that is an example of what you can do with the icon mask changer. Anyways, I'm going to go back into the app here. Again, once more, we're going through the post-exploitation process. So jumping back into the app, we just touched upon the icon shapes. There is a system-wide ad blocker. I really haven't tested this out, but apparently you can block ads if you want to. Next up, you can change the emoji font. So taking a look at the fonts, you have the original iOS 11 style by Apple, then you have the Android Oreo style, Google style, and Samsung style for that matter, and then you have the Emoji One font. So for this video, I went ahead and enabled the Android Oreo Google style. So if I just jump into messages with a thread with myself, and I pop up the emoji keyboard, now all my emoji icons are a completely different style, and this is what is found on the Google Pixel and other Google phones. So just to show you guys what it looks like to change this, I'll go ahead and set it to the Android Oreo style with the Samsung style enabled, and then lastly hit respring once it's done its process there. So again, most of the tweaks here just require a respring. A few of them, however, do require a full reboot. Jump into messages again. I'll go ahead and, it's in the message thread with myself, and then I'll go to here. And then as you can see, once again, the emojis have changed once more. And again, just to set them back to the original iOS 11 style, just head back to the Houdini app and re-enable Apple's iOS 11 emojis. Alright, so that was changing the emoji font on iOS 11. Next up, we have better boot logos. This just changes the boot logo, and unfortunately, you can't add your own, but there are 4 that you can choose from here. I, again, earlier in this video, showed off the Pwn Apple by Red Snow. Anyway, you can just easily click the one you want, click confirm, and I think, yep, this one requires a full reboot, so I will go ahead and click reboot and be right back. So when starting up the phone, the original logo that comes up is the default, but on its second time around, the modified logo comes up, and unfortunately, they all are really big. I don't know if that's a glitch or if it's for other devices, but on the iPhone 10, the size is not proportionate with the size of the device. Anyways, going back into the tool for the very last tweak that can be performed with this utility at its current state. So again, this tweak tool is still in beta. It comes with a lot of bugs, and it can be painstaking to get these utilities to actually be enabled. As you can see, when I went to enter the Houdini tool there, it just shut down the device and sent it into a reboot. But most of the time, if you don't do anything like change the screen resolution, so far, I've not set my phone into a boot loop, but I really don't know how much more I want to use this just to not risk that factor. Anyways, I'll go ahead and open it up one last time to finish this video. The very last thing you can do is put your own face into an emoji. And this feature does work to add your face into an emoji, but unfortunately it doesn't really translate well. I'll just go ahead and show this off. You click open camera. Let's just get a photo. Alright, something like that. It pulls the face right here from it. It says Animojiing. I'll just let it think for a second, and it looks like it is all done. So I'll go ahead and hit dismiss. Again, I'll go back into messages and pull up the message thread here. Go into apps and pull up Animojis, and then at the very bottom, we have my face, which again, it just doesn't... I mean, as you can see, like, the eyebrows kind of came through, but it's not what I was expecting, I guess. Anyways, while that sort of works, it doesn't entirely do what you would think it should do. Anyways, that is adding your own face to an Animoji. You can also, in the future, looks like remove themes and download .deb files, but right now, like I said, themes cannot be enabled no matter what. Anyway, guys, that was just a quick look at Houdini. Again, this was just released last night and works on the iPhone X on iOS 11 all the way up to 11.1.2. So while this doesn't add too many features, it's not a complete jailbreak. It doesn't install Cydia. That being said, it will work in conjunction with LiberiOS. So both of these utilities will be able to work side by side in conjunction, but unfortunately right now, like you guys already probably know, Cydia does not run real well on the iPhone X running iOS 11. It just has not been updated yet, and Mobile Substrate for that matter hasn't been updated as well. Anyway guys, the second that happens, I'll be one of the first YouTubers to bring you guys a jailbreaking tutorial video, but in the meantime, you guys should check out Houdini if you feel comfortable installing that on your device. Again, I would use your own discretion if you guys want to do that or not, because you could send your device into a boot loop. I so far haven't, and I just really haven't messed around with the screen resolution utility as it's not supported on the iPhone X. But anyway, I just want to bring this video showing you guys what exactly Houdini looks like on the iPhone X running iOS 11. This paired with some cool tweaks like changing around your notification center and adding your own little unlock text right down here. Make the device feel slightly modified, and it's pretty fun. It's better than no jailbreak or no tweaks or no modifications at all. So if you guys are interested in this, go ahead and check it out for yourself. Again, I'm not a big fan of the square icons. I personally like the circle better. But anyway, guys, I kind of like my setup being like this, where the icon labels are removed and the icon masks are more circular. I think the first time, my first go at it, I got the icons to be a complete circle just a little bit better. As you guys can see, they still kind of resemble more of a rectangle or a rounded square than a complete circle here. Anyway guys, for the next part of this video, like I promised, I will go ahead and show you guys step by step how to install this tweak tool on your own device if you want to play around with this yourself. Again, like I said, only install this really if you know what you're doing and if you feel comfortable doing this. It can jeopardize your device and may force you into a restore if you enable the wrong tweaks, but like I said, from my experience, as long as you stay away from the screen resolution tweak, this one here at the top, you should be fine. But again, do this at your own risk. Anyway, here is how to install it. Alright, so to go ahead and install Houdini on your device, it's a relatively simple process. If you've installed any other semi-untethered jailbreak on your device in the past, we're using the same Cydia impactor method. But to go ahead and get the official Houdini Beta 2 official IPA file, you're going to want to go ahead and head over to the Houdini website. Now you can get here by doing a quick Google search for Houdini or by heading over to Abraham Masry, the developer who created this, to his Twitter account, and he has a link to the official GitHub page, which is this link right here. Go ahead and click download and drag that to your desktop. So that is where I got this IPA file. So the next step before we launch Cydia Impactor is you're going to want to plug your phone in and trust the connection within iTunes and on the phone, and just make sure that your iPhone X or whichever device you're using that is 64-bit that's on iOS 11 to iOS 11.1.2 or iOS 10 to 10.3.2 is plugged in and is showing up in iTunes just like mine is right here. So once that's done, we can go ahead and quit out of iTunes. Now we can launch Cydia Impactor, and when Cydia Impactor opens, it will recognize your device. Now all you have to do is drag the IPA from the desktop to Cydia Impactor. Then you can go ahead and enter in your credentials here. And once that step is done, then Cydia Impactor will begin signing the IPA to your device. Now, on your device's side, all you have to do is go ahead and unlock the device, head to the Settings app, navigate to General, and then scroll down to Profiles and Device Management. Here you will select your developer profile and click Trust if you haven't already. And now that you have completed all those steps, you officially have Houdini Beta 2 installed on your device. You can go ahead and click on it to open it up and begin tweaking and modifying your iPhone X. Anyway guys, thank you so much today for watching. I really hope this video was interesting. I really enjoyed making it. It's awesome to see that we have our first tweaking utility for the iPhone X on iOS 11. Anyway, the second Sork finishes updating Cydia and Mobile Substrate for iOS 11, I'll be one of the first YouTubers to make a complete tutorial tutorial video of how to jailbreak your device, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my social media pages before you head out. Anyway, guys, in the end, thank you so much again for watching today's video. Let me know down in the comments section what you guys think of this new tweak tool for iOS 11 and for the iPhone 10. Anyway, guys, until next time, this is Tony, signing out.